Hi, it's Faces Tech. Remember a while ago I had this iPod and I put a USB-C and Bluetooth in it? Well, I can't be thinking, what else can I add Bluetooth to? Obviously, my first choice was a DS, since I do a bit of DS modding with the macros and that whatnot. So I thought, oh, this is quite a nice challenge. I say challenge because with the iPod, you basically hook it up to the sound source and that's it. There's no internal speaker to mess with. With the DS Lite, you've got to obviously trick it into thinking that the speaker, there's a headphones in when the dongle's on and not when it's not. So I'll give you a quick demo. So if you turn it on, I think this should be in. This is a normal mode, so you're just playing along. Speakers are in, yeah. So we're going to turn it off, flick the switch. This is now in Bluetooth mode. The Bluetooth dongle should come on, and there is no sound. How did we do this? Well, first I'll give you a quick rundown of what the actual how this works. So you got your game, you got your headphones. What you do, these ones you flip them over, and you just flip and hold this button. We'll go into like a pairing mode, trying to pair to my phone, and then once it stops, they will. If it will, no, it's not trying to connect to that. Connect to the DS. There you go, and it's connected to the DS, and I can hear it through these speakers for the headphones. You can't hear anything, but so yeah, that's basically it. And then these will remember the last thing they're connected to. So if you turn it off, turn it on, these will connect back to this, not your phone. And if you connect it to your phone, you'll have to redo the pairing thing, but it only takes like 30 seconds, so it's not really a big hard issue. There is a downside to this mod, which is if you want to turn it off, which is good, but if you want to turn it back on again, it will kill your DS, which is not great when you're halfway through a game and you just want to put your Bluetooth headphones on. But yeah, so I'll show you how we achieved this. So basically I got my dongle, took it out of its shell. These are little £5 Bluetooth dongles. The good thing is they come with this cable, with this, because you put one end in there, put one end in the device you're trying to connect to, and then you can basically use your multimeter to beep out the booth to find out which pins are connected to what pins, and then you can mark them up, and then it's easier for soldering later. You don't have to like do guessing around trying to get pin outs and stuff. You've got it basically here. I like to make a nice solid connection so you can actually physically then once that was done, I basically had to figure out a way. How does the DS know that these headphones are in? So basically it's these pins 4 and 5, they get disconnected when the headphones are in, and when they're pulled out they get connected again. I tried sort of, my mind went straight to a transistor. That didn't work. Next thing, I speak to someone and they said, why don't you try a solid state relay, a little SMD one. I was like, I've never used one. So I was like, yeah, ordered it, connected it up, did the job. Basically it was a relay. It was a non-powered, when it was not in a powered state, it was open, no, closed. And it was in power state, it was closed. No, it was open. So basically, yeah, so when it would think that the headphones are in. So we had a switch. So I put 3.3 volts in the middle, and then one side went to the relay. So when it was in the relay, in the powered state, it would it would open the connection, or close the connection. I can't remember what I said now. It would basically think that the headphones were not in. The dongle will be off, and then you flick the other side. The relay would be unpowered, which would open the contacts. And then the Bluetooth power would be on, and it would kill the speakers effectively. So that was quite a nice little elegant solution. I thought I was quite pleased with myself coming up with something quite easy just to switch. A three-legged switch, which I basically put into the lanyard hole. I just took out all the plastic below it and then cut the bit in the middle, hot glued it in place. Bob's your uncle. That's it. Just keep it simple, right? The way that this also, once you've got it wired up, once you've got your relay wired in, you need to cut the trace. I cut this little trace here as well, and wired the relay in between that and the where's it going to, just so that it can easily emulate the opening and closing of the contacts. Basically, you need to take this headphone jack off, take this button off, chop this board down to somewhere like that, wire it all in, and then you can take this Bluetooth, your Wi-Fi board, which has your firmware on it, and just clip these little corner pieces. That shield will come off, and then you can basically put it underneath there. Bit of Kapton tape around it to stop it shorting out, and that is it. There's literally it. There's like a 3.3 volts on this side of the board, and then there's like ground, various grounds everywhere. I think I connected to a ground on the GBA port on the GBA cart slot. But yeah, that is it really. It was very, very simple in the end. It did take me a while though to get all the pieces. It'll work with your DS games, your GBA games, everything really. There's no it'll work with the emulators. Anything that the DS is putting out as sound will work with it. As usual, there'll be a blog post with a it's got a full like wiring diagram. It's got little dots on the board where you need to cut, where you need to solder to. So it was all quite easy to follow really. I just wanted to get that down because in the future I'll probably want to use it in another project. I can just refer to that, which is quite nice. But yeah, as usual, thanks for watching. Bye.